In the Far East, there is a mysterious manuscript. It has recorded numerous untold tales. Today, we will talk about the abyss in the end of the world, Guisu, the ruins of the end. Our story begins with an article. Scientists discovered an unexplainable phenomenon in the Mariana Trench. Every second, for a whole year, sonar detects deep grounds like those from hell. We all know that the Mariana Trench is 10,000 meters deep. The grounds cannot be from any living creatures. And if it's from geological activities, the sound of the same frequency will not last for a whole year without stopping. The scientists explained in the article, this proves that the Mariana Trench is devouring seawater. The deep grounds from hell are the sound of seawater being devoured by the trench. According to data, the Mariana Trench could devour most of the seawater on Earth in a few million years. Where has the water gone to? In the Shanghai Jing, the Book of Mountains and Seas, beyond the East Sea, there is Dahe, Kingdom of Heaven. It is also called Guisu, the ruins of the end. In ancient times, there are two famous ruins. In the east end, Guisu, the trench, where everything ends. In the west end, Kunlun, the mountain, where everything begins. In the book Liezi, we can find the detailed records of Guisu. It goes like this. Xia Ge tells his disciple Shang Tang that the fabled Great Trench beyond the East Sea is real. It's called Guisu. How far away is it? We don't know. It's a bottomless abyss. All the water in the world, including that from the Milky Way, goes into Guisu. There are 5 magical mountains floating on Guisu: Dayu, Yuanjiao, Fanghu, Yingzhou, and Penglai. In the real world, the Mariana Trench is indeed beyond the East Sea. It is also the deepest part of this planet, devouring seawater day and night. What's more, if we study the satellite pictures of the ocean near the Mariana Trench, we can find that Saipan is next to Luzon, Luzon to Guam, Guam to Guap, Guap to Palau. Exactly 5 islands along the Mariana Trench. What's more, Palau sounds like Penglai, and so on. According to the Book of Mountains and Seas, the mountains in Guisu belong to Shaohao, the Kingdom of Heaven. In this kingdom live a celestial people with snake-like bodies, human faces, and powerful wings. They possess advanced technology, guiding and protecting the human race. The book Liezi tells us what happened in this kingdom. Although the 5 magical mountains are far away from each other, the gods live as neighbors. If they want to visit one another, they just fly, a one-day trip. The heavenly avenues are extremely busy. The cities are magnificent. Even the pets kept by the gods wear beautiful dresses. Besides all this, the gods also enjoy the elixir of life, which is always available in the mountains. However, there is a problem of the 5 magical mountains. They all float on Guisu like rootless duckweeds. This may cause serious issues. The gods also fear that the mountains may drift out of Guisu. The leader of the gods is Di, the emperor. He orders a god named Yuqiang to solve this problem. Yuqiang summons 15 giant turtles, ordering them to carry the 5 magical mountains. They work in shifts, 60,000 years for one shift. From then on, the 5 magical mountains are fixed. As time goes by, people from Nongbo, Kingdom of the Dragon Giants, come to Guisu. They're enormous titans who can cover the 5 mountains in 1 or 2 steps. They have caught and butchered 6 of the turtles, using their bones for fortune-telling. This causes the collapse of 2 mountains, Daiyu and Yuanjiao. Thousands of gods perish. Di, the leader, is outraged. He declares war on Longbao and defeats it. He then changes the blood of the dragon giants, making them smaller and smaller. By the age of Fuxi and Shennong, the giants are only 30 meters tall. In modern times, we may find the tales absurd, yet reality echoes with history. Looking back in history, who made the legends absurd? Yingzheng, the first emperor of China. He is actually a firm believer of the legends, the magical mountains of Penglai and everything. However, he tries to grind everything into absurd tales. He has massacred magicians all over China and burned all the books with the records of the magical mountains, the infamous book burning in the history of China. Why? The first emperor of China, who strongly believed that the tales didn't wish the world to know them. It is believed that the Book of Mountains and the Seas is actually a history book with records of the ancient tales. Yet history is shrouded by riddles, fragmental, isolated, almost impossible to be understood by future generations. That's why it has survived as a mythology book. It is believed that the original book of Liezi had already been destroyed. The present-day edition was rewritten by Zhang Zan, a town master in the Jin dynasty, using a special skill called Fuzang. Fuzang is telepathy used by masters to rewrite lost scripts, so the ancient tales we know today possibly survived Emperor Zhuanxu and Emperor Yingzheng. They're secrets from the past. Keep digging into the secrets. We have discovered an important figure, Xu Fu. With the full support from Emperor Yingzheng, Xu Fu sails into the East Sea with 3,000 young boys and girls and hundreds of craftsmen to find the fabled Penglai Mountains. Why did Xu Fu bring children and craftsmen who were laborers in his search for the elixir of life? It's just not logical. It's also illogical that the book burning and the magician slaughtering was only the revenge of the emperor when Xu Fu didn't return from the journey. However, if we put the 2 events together, the former one a secret deal, the latter one to silence those involved, we may have our answers. It's a secret from Xu Fu to Huangdi, from Huangdi to Zhuanxu, finally from Zhuanxu to Yingzheng, the first emperor of China.